Okay, so I want to film a little bit about Google Tag Manager here. So this is Veritech. That's the version, so there's versioning in Google Tag Manager. Container name is just Veritech. We can go to it. So firstly, what are tags? Tags are the final thing that are measured in Google Analytics. So they correspond to different things that we can track. For example, a tag is based off an event, which is calculator contact, which is what Google Analytics uses as per a Google Ads conversion event. Okay? So that means whenever this event happens, which is a custom event in code, we actually basically emit this as a function, then we create this conversion event of conversion ID this number. Okay? And similarly, I can add new events and they'll show up. And we can see that they'll show up Google Analytics. So what's one way we can do that? Well, let's create something just for the sake of it. So let's go to Google Analytics here. And I'm going to go to Settings. And I'm going to go to Events. Sorry, that's not where I'm going to go to. These automatically show up. These are actually events coming from the custom code. Let's go to Debug View. So, when do these events show up? Well, we can add some events in Google Tag Manager, which allows an admin to add some events. So let's do that. What we can do is let's create a new tag. And the tag will be actually, so I have some tags that I haven't built yet, discard changes, so we can actually maybe build some of them. I have some triggers. So what's a trigger here? A trigger is something that triggers the tag. The tag is the final thing that's measured. The trigger is the thing that happens beforehand. So one thing that I can do is when somebody clicks case study request on the Veritech website, which is here, they go to request case studies. When they click that button, we should measure that, okay? So how are we going to do that? Well, what we can do is go to our triggers and just look at that trigger that we set up. So this trigger happens, case study request, when does it happen? It happens when the custom event case study request is fired. Okay, interesting. So let's set up the tag. So I'm going to create a new tag. Actually, first what I need to do is I need to get the name of the Google tag here because it's just required to emit new events. Okay, I'm going to call this case study request. Okay, when is this triggered? Well, it's triggered whenever this custom event happens, which is case study request. Okay, and now I'm just going to configure the tag. Actually, it's quite simple. So, where am I sending it? There's a bunch of different platforms you can automatically send it to. Like you could send it to Hotjar, for example, which is quite cool. There's a bunch of integrations. Or you can send it to Google Analytics here. So I can send it as a Google Analytics tag here. It's case study request. Cool. And I can save that. Okay. So the question is, let's preview it to see if that works. So what happens when you preview? What's going to happen? It's going to go into Tag Manager in the debug mode, and therefore I can actually see it pop up. So where I end up seeing this is if I click on this button, request case studies, it's going to pull up something. Okay, that's currently how we have it. We have it as an email. Don't save. And if I go to debug events, it now found case study request, which is very cool. So that was fired, and now you can capture that in Google Analytics. So that's how you set up just a basic thing. Now we can go back to Tag Manager, and I'm actually just going to submit that change. What was the change? Case study request. Added case study request event. Publish. And now that's live. Cool. Awesome.